Good day, everyone. Aliii here, Safi Financial Network, October 16, 2025. All right, we got another high volume reversal to the downside today. As we expected, market is in a choppy form right now, and everyone needs to be careful. October 10th, we got 160 million SPY. Today, we got 102 million SPY traded on the downside. However, last 3 days, SPY cannot exceed 88 million. This means institution is selling, returns are buying. So if we get below 65.99, or I would say 6600 on SPY or S&P 500, and then we should see some kind of like more acceleration to the downside. So everyone needs to be careful because, as I said, here is the 6600. If we get below this, easy, it's going to go down to all the way down. I would say the next level is going to be 63.44. And for the final destination, I would say 6100 could be very possible scenario. So I'm expecting 5 to 10% correction to the downside, as a weekly chart as well telling us that the downside is very, very possible. If we move on to Nasdaq is the same. So here is the 4-hour chart, and I'm looking for 24,490. So we got kind of like a bounce today, but we didn't have a strong bounce. This is just a support, the previous shadow here. If we get below 24,490, that would be kind of like the confirmation that the downside is going to be intact, and we're going to go all the way down potentially to 24,000. And even if it doesn't hold, we're going to go all the way down to 23,000 area. So we'll see how it goes. Here is a US 30, which is Dow. Dow is the same. It's kind of like a forming pretty nice H pattern here. If you see that, here's the first sell-off. Then we got a bounce, and it's kind of like a rolling over to the downside. If we get below this pivotal point, then we are going to see all the way down potentially to this area, which is going to be the next support area. Or I would say institution is coming here, which is going to be 42,700 to 43,200. So that's the area that I'm looking at for Dow, ultimately for a great buying opportunity, which is going to be a perfect zone for the market. Moving on to the rocket star for these days, actually last couple of months, this is gold. Gold slicing through 4,600, and it's like a penny a stock. It's just going higher and higher every day. And here is the future market. We are again above like a 32 points to the upside, 43.62 right now. It's crazy. Like a gold is getting into a parabolic move, and nothing to stop this one. So don't short the gold because the momentum is crazy high, and you see that it's just going higher and higher. But shorting something like this, it could be very, very scary for the people who have no idea how much it's going to go higher. So even if it can go like a 4,500, 5,000, I don't know. Nobody knows exactly what's going to be the top. But the only thing is obviously is this is a parabolic move. This is overstretched, overbought. Anyway, if you want to slice it and dice it, and the next pullback is going to be very, very sharp. And I would say it's going to go all the way down to SMA 20, which is going to be 39.59 right now. But we don't have any sign of the correction or any kind of like a reversal sign. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to silver, which is the same here. But silver actually is kind of like a slowing the momentum, but still we got a new all-time high, $54 per ounce. This is amazing. We were expecting $42 to $44, and everyone is saying, Ali, what are you talking about? Right now, we are $10 above this, $54, and it still doesn't go down. So silver is the same as gold. It's just going higher. Parabolic move, very, very sharp move to the upside, and we should just wait for kind of like a confirmation to the downside before shorting this. Even if it goes to the downside, I'm not going to short this. I'm just looking for a buying opportunity. Moving on to crude. Crude is going to the downside, and seems like market just paying the price for, or pricing for kind of like a recession, I would say. Because remember, whenever crude is going down, and this means the economy is going to go in a bad way. The demand is going to go lower, and there are lots of geopolitical tensions, and you can't imagine how much the price of crude should be. But right now, it's just going down, and everyone is just betting on the OPEC Plus, like increasing the supply and something like that. But I would say This one can go a lot higher, but wait for that one. So stay tuned for that one, because when crude formed the bottom, then it can just going stretching all the way up to the upside. So that would be a crazy move to the upside. Right now, we are at a corrective phase to the downside. Let me just zoom in here so we can go all the way down to 51 to 53. Moving on to, yeah, I think I covered here everything. Moving on to, let me just go all the way up to Bitcoin here. And that is our start for day for the individual names. Bitcoin, it's going down. Remember, I was talking about this level. So we are getting to 108, 107, 274. So that's very, very important. If Bitcoin goes below 107,000, then it can go all the way down to 96, 100 levels. So stay tuned for that one. Ethereum is the same, just rolling over to the downside. Watch out for this 3,400. If it goes below this, I would say 29 to 31 is coming down the road. Bond yield is just going down today, 2.14% to the downside for the bond yield, moving up below 3.40. That is very, very important level, because bond yield can go all the way down to here, which is actually very, very bad for the market, because when bond yield is going down, this means the stocks are going to go down as well. Moving on to the treasury, as I said before, treasury is just getting ready for another nice move to the upside. We broke above this trend line since 2024 September. And also, if you just zoom back here, we are kind of like getting into a shape for a nice rally to 102 to 105. So just to stay tuned for that one. That is not going to be the end for the bond. It's going to go a lot higher, I would say. Potentially can just get 40 to 50% to the upside. But right now, I would say bond is in a very, very important level right now, and it can just go all the way to 93 to 94. Moving on to Dixie. Dixie is just going down, and even after hours, it goes lower as well. VIX is spike up today, 22% to the upside to 25. And as I said before, at least break above this, and it can go a lot higher. 27 to 29 is going to be my target. Apple at the same time forming a very nice bearish consolidation here. I would say Apple for the first stop is going to be 228, then all the way down to 200. No surprise for me. Amazon is the same. It's just testing this dynamic trend line potentially to 204. Meta is the same. Bearish consolidation. We may go another spike down to 640 to 650. Microsoft at the same time is just forming a pretty nice lower low here. So we are going to see potentially ABC down. So this is kind of like A, B, and we are at the wave of C. So this one can go all the way down to 468. That would be pretty kind of like a solid area for Microsoft, because it's going to be like a previous breakout zone. Moving on to Google. Google had new all-time high today, but rejected to the downside, shooting a star at the top. I would say Google can go, if it goes below this at 235, it can go all the way down to 212 here. Netflix, the same pattern here, bearish 1,000 area could be a scenario for Netflix. Tesla, it's just forming a bearish as well. So you see that here is kind of like the top for Tesla, 474. It going down. I would say Tesla can again go back to 340 for the next move to the higher side. So 340, 360 could be the scenario for Tesla. Semiconductor index, I would say the top is there, and they can go all the way down to 280. SMH stocks, the same pattern, 242. That's my level. Nvidia, it is already bearish. It can't make a higher high. It is on the lagging side, and just to keep an eye on 164. I am looking for 144, 145, 150 for Nvidia for a great buying opportunity. So I'm going to just wait for that one. I'm waiting for this long time. Moving on to AMD. AMD just hit new all-time high today, but came back down. It's kind of like forming a bearish harami, shooting a star at the top. We'll see how it goes. Taiwan Semiconductor, 30% increase for the revenue and earning today, but market just hit new all-time high and sold it off nicely. Sharp sell-off to the downside, bearish engulfing at the top with the good news. So this is going to be a good buying opportunity if it goes down, because everything goes very well with this stock. This is the gigantic semiconductor manufacturer in the world in Taiwan. Taiwan Semiconductor. Texas Instrument. It was a positive today, but Doji Bar, I would say still 160, 156 is coming down the road. Lam Research had a great move recently, but it seems like last few weeks losing the momentum. It can go all the way down to 94 to 100 level. XLF, which is a financial spider, is just engulfing to the downside after great earning for the financials. They are rolling over to the downside. I would say 48 to 50 is coming. KBE, look at the candles here. So potentially can go a lot lower due to kind of like bad news for the regional banks due to the loan. And it seems like the loans are getting sour these days. So KRE, a regional bank ETF, is just going down. It kind of like a testing this support, and I would say it can go all the way down to 47. We'll see JP Morgan is the same going down here. Sharp sell-off for banks. They were not in a good shape at all. Goldman Sachs can't make new all-time high, go down. And Bank of America, look at the sharp sell-off today. It's just the bearish engulfing at the top, and I would say $44 could be a possible scenario. GDX, gold miners, they are still rocking to the upside. Look at that. It was 34 at the beginning of this year, 84 right now. More than double, actually triple to the upside. Pretty nice move to the upside for GDX gold miners. GDXJ the same. This is a parabolic move. This is over a stretch, but everyone needs to be careful because parabolic can get more parabolic. AEM, Agnico Eagle going to the upside here. Newmont heading to 98. At the beginning of this year, Newmont was 37, right now 98. $100. Who would have thought for Newmont? XLE, which is energy spider forming a bearish consolidation. It can go lower as well. So there is no sign of the bullish momentum. I was positive on this, but it seems like the rejection here actually failed. And you know that best moves comes from failed pattern. XLE going down. Exxon is the same. It's kind of like a forming a choppy here. It doesn't go higher. 110 and Chevron 151 here as well. So we will see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.